Thank you. First of all, it's a privilege to be here among all of you. Uh, I would like to personally thank each and every one who has taken their time out today to hear about this very important topic. But most importantly, I would like to thank Dr. Mustafa, without whom I think we would have not been here. The initiative which he takes and the drive which he has for the entire group, I think I don't need to speak for him. The way he drives it really motivated me. We were introduced by our guest of honor. Mr. Nimish Makwana introduced me to Dr. Mustafa. But it seems that I know him for years. The kind of gelling which we did within a few time, I am proud to say that it made me feel so welcomed that we didn't thought of becoming part of Building and Material Group just for one event. We committed him for the entire year and many more years to come. It's people like him and all the board members, especially who we interacted in the last couple of meetings when we had. It really gives me immense pleasure to see how a close-knitted group is working together and have been part of many associations. We have been invited. But I can tell you hands down, one of the best associations, the way it is being led, the way it is being represented in front of the government ministries. I think the video what we saw is just a mere glimpse. The actual hard work of each and every board member, especially with the chairman himself, is commendable. So I would like to congratulate him and the entire team. Without further ado, I have been asked to speak before I give the podium to my co-founder, Mr. Sangmesh, who is the CEO of the company. The most important thing today for all the businesses in UAE is at those crossroads where we stand. Like he mentioned, there is a deadline which is coming in the month of October. And all businesses, especially who are sitting here and you are running your own businesses, as I have met personally a lot of you, I can understand. So many things you have to look at, from starting from identifying the opportunity, sourcing the material, delivery, everything, right? And then you have a very strong team which has to be behind. So we want to be that strong team for you, especially in your compliance journey. That is the purpose or the area where we want to focus. And that is how over the years, over the last decade or so, AJMS has been able to be a trusted partner for more than 2,000 clients in GCC. When we started this journey, it was, something which I never imagined would happen or turned out this way. But every day, every minute, or every second, we have enjoyed this journey. And the reason is only and only because of the people we work with and the people who work with us. That's where the entire focus remains. And whenever you want to do any form of compliance, the most important aspect is how you drive it at the top of your organization. So today when I see a room full of owners, business managers, general managers, one question which comes to my mind is compliance something to be ignored? How many of you agree with me? Not even a single one. And why so? Can anybody tell me why we can not ignore compliance anymore? It impacts your business directly. Any other point? Somebody was saying from that side, it's the cost of being non-compliant. So there was a saying, and which is also quite famous, that you want to try being non-compliant, the cost of compliance is much cheaper than being non-compliant. And that's the theme which, in the beautiful country where we stay, one of the most safest country, I would say, gives us the platform. And this platform today, where as AJMS we are presenting to all of you, our focus would be to come out with actual problems which the industry is facing, especially on this journey of e-invoicing. Like Dr. Mustafa mentioned, we bring our experience, how we implemented in Saudi, and what we saw, there was also something very similar what he spoke. That today, if you are a supplier and your buyer wants to recognize and validate your invoice, he wants you to use the ESP platform. In Saudi, if the QR code is not generated, the buyer says, I am not able to pay this payment. My accounts and finance team will not process it because it's not compliant as per the VAT law. Maybe you are not part of that phase today. You will be part of that phase in the next 6 months, as he mentioned. So March is the deadline for people who are below 50 million. But does that mean that in the middle of the year, you want to change your accounts, the way you do invoicing and the way you do things? Lot of businesses we asked. How many of you agree that you should change your process of invoicing at the start of the year? How many of you agree on that? Some of you agree. Do you agree if I recommend to change the accounting and the invoicing process exactly after 6 months into the year? Would it not be complex? Do you agree with me? It would be complex, right? Because 6 months you did one basis of accounting and one basis of invoicing, and the next 6 months you are forced. So we don't push anybody to comply. It is your own choice, but the more early you adopt, the better it is. Why, you may ask? 2 reasons I will give. One, the fines and penalties during the voluntary phase is 0, which means you are adopting it. You are telling the government, I want to comply in advance. It's not mandatory for me, but I want to do the pilot test, or I want to be part of that testing process. That shows your strong governance. And looking at how Building and Material Group has been organized, I see that inculcated in majority of your businesses. So that is something which actually give you incentive. The second and the most important thing is learning curve. Remember, you as a business owner are there to set the direction. But the people who have to implement it is your finance managers, your business process managers, your sales and your operations. Now they may from time to time need that particular education awareness, which you need to ensure is provided to them. Nothing better than doing practical implementation. There is no other alternative I have seen. I have seen the best way to train, learn or do anything is practice. And that is the phase which can help you. I know a lot of you are falling under phase 1. So obviously you don't have a choice. You have to select somebody by October and implement the invoices by 1st of Jan. So 1st of Jan onwards, any invoices which you issue will be falling as part of that. But beyond this, the most important thing is, which as AJMS Marmin, we want to bring to the entire business and I think the Building and Material Group, the entire business of yours, is the advantage of unlocking your working capital if you come on a platform like ours. We have integrated the platform with players of banking sector. So what happens is, there is your supplier, you are the supplier, there is a buyer. And if you are supplying to a buyer who is considered to be a grade A buyer, your finances can automatically be approved as part of our process from the bank itself. Now this is something which adds a lot of value for you. Why? Because earlier the banking sector had to go through the entire process, had to adopt your audit report, had to ask you financials, has to ask your bank document. But today, with this particular solution and the validation, not only from us, from the buyer, as well as from the FTA, that these invoices are valid, gives a lot more credibility in the entire process. Which means that this credibility will help you unlock the most important potential of your working capital, which you potentially may have been facing. So there are many advantages. I can line it down 1, 2, 3. But the most important thing which you have to understand, like the theme of the event is, transform yourself to be compliant, because that's the way forward, how you would be able to enhance and create a competitive advantage for your own businesses. this is something which is very important, that yes, AJMS and Marmin has been recognized by FTA, which is Federal Tax Authority, as part of their Muafiq package, which is a package they have specially launched for this 200,000 SME members of theirs. Also, we have been recognized by Ministry of Finance as the first fully approved ASP. What these advantages we can bring to you is that we understand the ecosystem of compliance, what the ministry requires, and we can create that awareness. Today's session taken by Sangmesh would be focusing on that practical aspect. So with that thing in mind, I once again like to thank each and every one of you for taking your time out today, giving us the opportunity. With wholeheartedly, I would like to thank Dr. Mustafa and the entire board of Building and Material Group for giving us the opportunity to present this very important topic in front of all of you. And today's session, we are all here, our team is here, and we would be more than happy to clarify, even after the sessions, any specific scenario that happens to happen in your business. And that's where we stand out. We want to work not as your, think of you as our customer or you think of us as a vendor. We want to work with you hand in hand as your partners. So with your success, for sure I will be successful. With your success, we all would be successful to implement the vision of this great country also to be one of the most important, powerful financial powerhouse in the world. With that, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak. I'll give the forum now back to the host and take it forward. Thank you.